Today's idiom is stop beating around the bush. This phrase means to avoid the main point, delaying direct communication. It comes from 15th century hunting practices where beaters would hit bushes to flush out birds without directly approaching them. This led to its figurative sense of avoiding the real issue, urging directness. We use stop beating around the bush when someone is delaying the main topic. For example, just tell me what you want to say, stop beating around the bush. Or in a more formal setting, we need a clear decision. The board can't afford to beat around the bush any longer. Both instances express frustration with indirectness, urging direct communication to save time and effort.
Similar phrases include get to the point and cut to the chase. Get to the point is a direct request for conciseness. Cut to the chase implies moving quickly past non-essentials to the main event, often from a film editing context. While related, stop beating around the bush specifically highlights the active avoidance or hesitation to address the core issue. To recap, stop beating around the bush means to speak directly and avoid unnecessary delays or evasions. Remembering its hunting origin helps us visualize the act of circling rather than confronting directly. So, next time you need someone to be direct, you know exactly what to say. Use it to encourage clear and efficient communication. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is she will bend over backwards. This vivid expression means to make an enormous effort or go to extreme lengths to help someone or achieve a goal. Imagine the physical contortion of bending backwards. It requires incredible flexibility and exertion. This idiom draws directly from that image, suggesting a level of commitment that is far beyond ordinary. It implies that the person is willing to do almost anything to ensure success or provide assistance, often for someone they care about. Let's see this idiom in action. For instance, my sister will bend over backwards to make sure her kids are happy and well-adjusted. Here, it emphasizes a parent's unwavering dedication, showing she'll spare no effort for her children's well-being. Or consider, the customer service team bent over backwards to resolve my issue, even staying late. This illustrates how a company or individual might go above and beyond expectations, providing exceptional service. In both cases, the idiom highlights an extraordinary commitment and willingness to exert maximum effort, whether for personal relationships or professional responsibilities, demonstrating a profound level of care or determination.
While bend over backwards conveys extreme effort, other idioms share similar meanings. Go out of one's way suggests making an extra, often inconvenient effort, implying a conscious decision to help. Move heaven and earth conveys a monumental, almost impossible effort for a grand goal. Bend over backwards specifically combines the physical image of extreme exertion with a strong sense of willingness. It's particularly effective when highlighting deep dedication to a person or specific task, often beyond what's expected, emphasizing personal sacrifice and immense commitment. In summary, she will bend over backwards is a powerful idiom illustrating immense effort and dedication. Its origin, in the physically demanding act of extreme flexibility, helps us visualize the extent of the commitment involved. Remember, it describes someone willing to do almost anything to help or achieve a goal, going far beyond normal expectations. So, the next time you see someone making an extraordinary effort for a cause or a loved one, you can confidently say they are bending over backwards to make it happen. Keep practicing these vivid expressions. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, I'll have to bite the bullet and do it. It means you must face an unpleasant or difficult task with courage, even if it's undesirable. Historically, during military operations in the 18th and 19th centuries, wounded soldiers would literally bite a lead bullet to cope with extreme pain during field surgery without anesthesia. This grim practice highlights the necessity of enduring hardship. Here are some examples. First, the project deadline is tomorrow, so I'll have to bite the bullet and work all night. This implies an unpleasant but necessary all-nighter. Second, I hate public speaking, but I'll have to bite the bullet and deliver the presentation. This shows someone reluctantly accepting a tough duty. In both cases, the speaker acknowledges a difficult reality they must endure.
Similar expressions include grin and bear it, which emphasizes enduring with a forced smile, and tough it out, meaning to persist through difficulty. Bite the bullet often conveys a more significant, immediate moment of decision to confront something painful, while grin and bear it might imply a longer, ongoing toleration. To recap, bite the bullet and do it is about facing an unavoidable, unpleasant task with fortitude, much like soldiers enduring pain in the past. It's a powerful way to express resolve when you know something difficult must be done. So next time you're reluctant but determined, you know what to say. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, I just needed to blow off some steam. This means to release strong emotions, like stress or anger, often by doing something active to relieve pent-up tension. Originating in the 19th century, it metaphorically compares human emotional pressure to excess steam released from industrial engines. Let's look at two examples. First, after a tough week at work, I just needed to go for a long run to blow off some steam. Here, running is the activity used to release stress. Our second example is, my brother was yelling, but then he went to the gym. I guess he just needed to blow off some steam. This shows physical activity managing anger. Both illustrate using active methods to release emotional pressure.
Similar phrases include let off steam, which is almost identical. Another is vent, meaning to express strong emotions, often verbally. Blow off steam implies physical activity to release tension. Vent refers more to expressing feelings directly. Use vent for talking through frustration. To summarize, to blow off some steam means releasing built-up emotional pressure, like stress or anger, often through active methods. This idiom from industrial mechanics reminds us to de-stress. Use this phrase for describing your need for emotional release. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, our accountant does everything by the book. This means strictly following all established rules or official procedures. The phrase suggests meticulous adherence to guidelines, like literally consulting a rulebook. Its origin comes from following written instructions, highlighting thoroughness and compliance. Let's see how by the book is used. The new manager insists that everyone does things by the book, even for minor tasks. This emphasizes a strict, rule-oriented approach. Our legal team always operates strictly by the book, shows adherence to formal procedures even when shortcuts exist. Both highlight commitment to established protocols.
Similar expressions include to dot the I's and cross the T's for being very thorough and precise. To go by the letter of the law is another close match, specifically for legal statutes. By the book implies general rules. Letter of the law is strictly legal. Dot the I's focuses on meticulous execution, not just rule adherence. In summary, doing things by the book means strictly following all established rules and procedures. It originates from consulting rulebooks, promoting methodical correctness. Use this idiom to describe someone diligent, compliant, and who avoids cutting corners. It's perfect for highlighting professionalism or strict adherence in formal settings. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, let's wrap it up. This versatile phrase means it's time to finish what we're doing, whether it's a meeting, a project, or even a conversation. Its origin stems from the literal act of wrapping something, like a present or a package, symbolizing completion and containment. Over time, it naturally transitioned into a figurative expression used widely across various contexts, particularly in the mid-20th century, becoming a common and polite way to signal the end of an activity. It's a clear signal to bring things to a conclusion. Let's look at a couple of examples to see. Let's wrap it up in action. First, imagine you're in a meeting. All right, team, we've covered a lot today. Let's wrap it up and pick this up next week. Here, it's used to efficiently bring a formal discussion to a close, suggesting a pause rather than a complete termination. Our second example illustrates its use in a more casual setting. It's getting late. We should probably wrap up our discussion and head home. In this instance, the speaker uses it to politely suggest ending a social interaction, emphasizing that time is running out. Both scenarios clearly show the idiom's adaptability for concluding various activities, from professional tasks to informal chats, always signaling the need for an efficient conclusion.
While let's wrap it up is a fantastic idiom, there are similar expressions you might hear. One common alternative is call it a day. This phrase specifically implies finishing work or an activity for the day, often signaling that you're done and heading home, more informal than wrap it up. Another similar phrase is bring it to a close, which is more formal and direct, often used for official events or formal proceedings. You use let s wrap it up when you want a polite, slightly less abrupt way to signal conclusion, suitable for both formal and informal contexts. In summary, let's wrap it up is an excellent idiom to politely and effectively indicate that it's time to conclude an activity, a meeting, or a discussion. Originating from the literal act of packaging something for completion, it beautifully conveys the idea of bringing things to a definitive end. Remember this phrase when you need to signal the final stages of any task, whether you're in a boardroom or a casual chat. It's a very common and professional way to manage time and transitions, ensuring everyone understands it's time to conclude. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is let's cut to the chase. It means to stop wasting time and get straight to the main point. Imagine a long story with many tangents. This idiom tells us to skip the preamble and dive right into the core issue. Its origin lies in early 20th century filmmaking, where editors would cut directly to exciting chase scenes to maintain audience engagement. Our first example shows someone wanting to move past discussions to a crucial decision. Let's cut to the chase. Who's going to lead this project? Here, it pushes for action. In the second example, a person with limited time directly requests the core information. Could you please cut to the chase and tell me what you need? Both illustrate how we use this phrase to efficiently streamline communication and focus on what truly matters.
When you want to express the same idea, you could also say, let's get to the point. This is very similar and directly asks for the essential information. Another useful phrase is, let's get down to business, which implies it's time to start the serious work or discussion. While cut to the chase focuses on skipping irrelevant details, get down to business emphasizes beginning the primary task or serious part of an interaction. To recap, let us cut to the chase is a direct and efficient way to ask for or provide the essential information without unnecessary delays. Rooted in the dynamic world of early film editing, it encourages brevity and clarity. Try incorporating it into your conversations when you need to steer a discussion towards its core quickly. It's a great tool for effective communication in both casual and professional settings. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, the party started to get out of hand after midnight. This vivid expression describes a situation that has become difficult or impossible to control, often implying a descent into chaos or disorder. Imagine trying to manage a boisterous group and suddenly things escalate beyond your ability to keep them in check. The phrase likely originates from the 16th century, referring to something no longer being held or controlled directly, like a horse on a loose rein or an object dropped. It powerfully conveys a loss of oversight. Let's explore how to use this idiom effectively. Let's look at a couple of examples. First, the children's playdate quickly got out of hand when they started throwing toys and shouting loudly. Here, the children's behavior escalated beyond what was manageable, turning disorderly. You can see how the situation spun out of control, much like our idiom suggests. Our second example is, without a clear leader or agenda, the town hall meeting began to get out of hand, with everyone speaking over each other. This shows how a lack of structure can lead to chaos, where discussions become unproductive and no one can steer the conversation. Both examples clearly illustrate how a situation can become uncontrollable and chaotic, reflecting the essence of getting out of hand.
Now let's consider similar expressions. To lose control is close, often focusing on the person or entity losing the ability to manage, like the driver lost control of the car. To get out of hand emphasizes the situation itself becoming unruly and difficult to manage. Another phrase, to go awry, means to go wrong or happen unexpectedly, as in, the plan went awry. While go awry suggests a deviation from the intended course, get out of hand specifically highlights a situation escalating into disorder and unmanageability. In summary, the party started to get out of hand after midnight means a situation has become difficult or impossible to control, descending into disorder. This idiom beautifully captures the essence of losing manageability, much like something slipping from one's grasp. Remember its historical roots in direct physical control to grasp its full meaning. So next time things start escalating beyond your control, you know exactly how to describe it. Keep practicing these vivid expressions to enrich your English conversations and truly master the nuances of the language. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, you've nailed it with that analysis. This fantastic expression means you have hit the bullseye, perfectly understanding or describing something. Its origin comes from the literal act of a carpenter hitting a nail squarely and precisely into wood, ensuring it's done perfectly. Over time, to nail something evolved to mean achieving accuracy or success with absolute precision, especially in understanding or expressing a complex idea. It's a powerful compliment indicating excellent insight. Let's explore how we use this idiom in practice. For instance, imagine someone perfectly summarizes a complicated document. You might say, your summary of the complex report was spot on. You've nailed it with that analysis. Here, it emphasizes the accuracy and excellence of their understanding and presentation. Another scenario could be a student presenting their hard-earned research. Their professor, impressed by their insight, might exclaim, after weeks of research, Sarah finally presented her findings, and her professor said, Sarah, you've nailed it with that analysis. In both cases, the idiom conveys high praise for an exceptionally accurate and insightful observation or explanation, truly hitting the mark.
When you want to convey a similar meaning, you have excellent alternatives. Hit the nail on the head is very close, meaning to say or do something exactly right, often implying a verbal insight. For example, you hit the nail on the head when you described his motivation. Another phrase is spot on, which means precisely accurate. For instance, your prediction was spot on. While UV nailed it can apply to an overall achievement or analysis, hit the nail on the head often refers to a specific point or observation, and spot on emphasizes exactness. In summary, UV nailed it with that analysis is a fantastic way to commend someone for their perfect understanding or execution, much like a skilled carpenter hitting a nail perfectly. It signifies that their insight or work is flawless and exact. So, the next time someone offers an exceptionally astute observation or explanation, remember this idiom. It's a wonderful compliment to acknowledge their precision and brilliance, encouraging them to keep up the great work. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be nailing idioms too. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is he's in hot water with his boss for being late again. This means being in serious trouble or a difficult predicament. Its origin traces to medieval Europe, linked to uncomfortable, punitive situations. It vividly captures the feeling of facing criticism or punishment, like scalding water. Let's look at examples. Mark was in hot water with his wife for weeks, shows he faced severe marital displeasure. The company found itself in hot water with regulators' highlights facing official scrutiny. Both clearly illustrate being in a problematic, uncomfortable situation, needing resolution due to missteps or actions.
For similar expressions, in trouble is general. In the doghouse means being out of favor with someone, often for a minor personal offense. In hot water implies facing direct consequences or more formal punishment. In the doghouse suggests a temporary loss of goodwill. Choose the best idiom based on specific nuance. To recap, in hot water vividly describes being in serious trouble or facing severe criticism. Originating from uncomfortable punitive situations, it perfectly conveys discomfort. So next time you hear about someone in a difficult spot, remember this powerful idiom. Use it to accurately describe facing consequences. I'll see you next time with another great expression.